Hello, Zaec. I am the spirit of Thoth. I am also known as Hermes. And in today's teaching, I wish to speak with your audience on alchemy, what it means to be a spiritual alchemist. I wish for your audience to understand their true power as beings of light, as beings of creator. Your audience has within them a power that they have never become aware of. They will know themselves as beings of extreme spiritual power. And through the teachings of alchemy, which I will begin to speak on today, they will then know themselves as beings of true power, true light, and true consciousness. Alchemy is to transmute or to change the nature, the properties or form of something into something else. And in this teaching on this channel, I wish to speak on alchemy for the purpose of you healing your unconscious shadow self. This will be a teaching on shadow work and how to properly transmute the dark or dense energy within your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind is a storehouse for the dense, dark, unhealed, or unprocessed emotional information or content that you have held on to throughout your soul's many incarnations. Your soul is a record or storehouse for this information, and your unconscious mind is another way of describing the essence of this part of your soul. Your unconscious mind moves through your various incarnations, and the content is recorded within the essence of your soul. This information that is dark, dense, and of lower vibrational consciousness is what is in fact causing you to create more suffering while here on the earth plane. To transmute this dark energy and purify the energy of your soul and become a master of consciousness and light, you must choose to relate to the denser dark energy in ways that cause the transmutation of it. To relate to this dense dark energy in such a way is to be loving to these parts of yourself, these lower emotions, these triggered states. When you choose to love these parts of your lower self, you will then bring the light of your higher self into the present moment and heal this negative memory, this lower emotion from within your soul, and bring the light of your soul into your human experience. This is a way of practicing spiritual alchemy in the moment when you feel that you are embodying a lower vibrational frequency. If you do this and you master this response to your lower emotions, you will know what it means to be a bringer or keeper of light. You will know what it means to be a way shower. You will know what it means to be a soldier of consciousness, as Zaec likes to refer to the members of his community. You will know what it means to truly be a conduit of God consciousness. You are, in fact, one listening to this transmission right now that has within them the ability to master their consciousness, to master the embodiment of light. As you master the embodiment of light, you will become a Christ on the earth plane, just as Yeshua chose to do during his life incarnation 2,000 years ago. This embodiment of your Christ light is done through progressively, meaning repeatedly, responding to your lower energy as Christ would. Christ is a state of unbroken, unobstructed, fully embodied, unconditional love. That is what Christ is. Christ is a label or term for unconditional love as a way of being. Christ then merges with the human identity. However, we say merge when in fact what is mostly expressed is a replacement. It does not mean that your human personality or persona completely exits, but it is more so experienced as a taking over. The human persona allows for the Christed self to fully and permanently embody into the physical form, therefore allowing for the state of unconditional love to become a way of permanent being throughout your physical human life experience. As the physical life experience becomes devoted to your Christed self, Christ then takes over the experience of your physical human life, and love then leads the way. This is what was exemplified perfectly through Yeshua's life experience. He simply gave himself over to love as a way of being, which is why his teaching was to love others as you wish to be loved yourself. If you master love in all moments through practicing forgiveness, which is a way of expressing love, you will then know yourself as love. Love itself will become who and what you are, and you will be then seen or recognized as a physical human vessel for love to take physical human form. This is what it means to fully and completely master spiritual alchemy and the embodiment of Christ light. This is what you, listening to this transmission right here, right now, have the ability to master. It is within you. It is already encoded within your very DNA. It simply must become something that you decide to master. It must become a way in which you decide to use your free will. How do you use your free will in order to master your Christed self? You use your free will in this way by using your free will in the moment when you're challenged to be love. That is the highest use of free will. Any other expression of will that does not result in the embodiment of love cannot be said to express your will freely, as free will, in truth, is the way in which your spirit uses your free will. So the highest or most pure expression or usage of your free will is to use it in the way that your spirit would use it. To use your will to fulfill a lower human desire would be to use your will unconsciously and cannot be said to be the fullest expression or purest expression of free will. To master, once again, your Christed self is to respond to a lower human emotion, that is to say, your dense, dark, unconscious energy, as a moment when you can practice being love, when you can choose to love the existence of whatever it is that you have been resisting, and therefore let go of fear, which is resistance. Therefore, to let go of resistance, to let go of fear, and in its place, install love. When you install love in place of the fear, you will then know what it is to be Christ. The only difference between an ascended master such as Yeshua and you is that Yeshua chose to live in that state at all times. That is the only difference. You, listening to this transmission right now, have in fact felt and experienced those moments. However, they have been fleeting. They have been rare. To master yourself is to master the choice to be in that state at all times. This is the state of miracle mindedness. This is what I am here to share with your community. And my wish, my intention is for your community to master their Christed self, to master themselves as a being of Christed light and spiritual alchemy. I will see your collective very soon, and I thank you for this first transmission, this introductory transmission on this YouTube channel at this time. Wow, that was the first time that Hermes has ever come through. And it's true. It's true what was brought through in that transmission. Spiritual alchemy is as simple as choosing love in the moments when you've forgotten it. So that's my challenge for you today on this transmission, this video, is to practice choosing love in the moments when it's most difficult. In the moments when it's most difficult is when it really counts. That's when you get the payoff. That's when you know the true meaning, the true significance, the true power of what love really is and can do for your life. When you choose to be it when it's the most difficult to not be it. That's a portal. That's the gateway to knowing the true power of love. So that's my challenge to you at the end of this transmission, is to look for moments in your normal life when you feel like you've completely forgotten your connection to love. You're in a judgment, you're in some form of self-hate, whatever it may be, some lower vibration. Use it as a portal through which you can know what love is. And if you can do that in one moment, then you will have mastered that moment. And if you can do that in one moment, you will then know, you will have firsthand direct experience as to what it means to embody your Christed self. All you have to do is keep doing that. Remove this idea of Christ off of the pedestal that religion has placed it upon. Really, what I mean by that is the human ego mind. That's really all it is. When I say religion, it's just the human ego mind that's done that, because the human ego mind is what creates separation between you and your creator. And when you choose to be love in moments that you've forgotten it, that's when you remember the unification between you and your creator. That's when you know that Christ has always been within you. That's when you know the teaching, heaven is within you. That's when you know it. You must know it through your own direct experience. Otherwise, it's just a belief. Otherwise, it's just hearsay, something you've read about. You don't know something until you're being it. So that's my challenge for you from today's transmission. Thank you to Thoth. Thank you to you for being here. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more of these transmissions. And I'll see you very soon. Be well.